The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the assumptions, views, opinions, and insinuations made by the host and guests do not reflect those of the show, the management, and the network. In addition, all copyrighted material is used without permission and will be removed with notification from the rightful owners or their agent. So there.
You found the Taxi Stand Hour.
Over.
On Radio TFI.
Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428, on Twitter at Taxi Stand Hour. From a payphone, call collect.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
And good morning, everybody. Welcome aboard on this Sunday, December 4th of 2022. You are listening to the Taxi Stand Hour on Radio TFI and on the Radio TFI streaming network from the ShallottaMakesMeLaugh.com studio in St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm John Shannon, and way over there in the east coast of our great nation in Queens, New York, in the Radio TFI Executive Tower, it is the one and only Ed Van Ness. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, kids and kittens. We trust you've all had a fine and fantastic week. We're starting to feel the ever so tinkling effects, the fingertips of old man winter here on the East Coast, and it's starting to get a little chilly. I'm adjusting my clothing, especially indoors. But here we are. We're going to do it again. Young Mr. Shannon, how the hell are you today?
About as good as can be expected. I'm still on this side of the dirt, and life is good.
Not for lack of trying, although I must say.
No doubt. No doubt.
Did I understand you folks were shoveling snow?
We, what did we get here? We got about 8 inches.
But what about the snow?
Thursday?
He went there.
Yeah.
You ready?
The things I have to put up with on this show.
Are you ready for your favorite?
Well, I always have a mute button on my end, so go ahead and knock your socks off.
It's the Radio TFI Market Watch, brought to you by the Peanut Butter Box. Uber closed the week at $28.75, up 25 cents. Lyft closed the week at $11.10, down 4 cents. Tesla closed the week at $194.86, up $12. This has been the Radio TFI Market Watch, brought to you by
the Peanut Butter Box is here.
Okay, then. Well, we can tell this is good. This is going to be fun. Wait a minute. Who just barged in here?
Oh, that's what I've been saying for weeks now.
All of a sudden I see this image pop up here.
This perfect image.
Oh, Lord. Just say his name. Fun.
Welcome our intruder, Mr. Bill Fancher.
I'm like that little alien from the Outer Limits that came through.
Good morning, Bill. How the hell are you?
I'm hanging in there. Hello, everybody.
I see you have your Christmas tree up in the background.
Yes, I do.
What happened? You put it in the washing machine and it shrunk?
Yeah, it's just a mini tree.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids and kittens, for the next hour and a half here, give or take, hour and 20 minutes, You're going to hear Mr. Fancher consistently refer to himself and his things around him as perfect or flawless or other words that you can find in your Roget's Thesaurus. This will all be explained during John and Ed
Perfectly.
Perfectly explained. Thank you, Bill. Perfectly explained.
Next time, the next thing you know, he's going to want.
He's going
to want his own billing as well on John and Ed versus the spread.
Well, that was in the works, but he's been a little antsy. Speaking of
John
perfect,
and Ed and the other guy.
speaking of perfect in football. Sorry. Anyway, Bill Fancher's with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get into his little thing in hour 2 during Just Killing Time. How are you, Bill?
I'm fine, Mr. Van Ness. Yourself?
If I was doing any better, I'd have to be twins.
Ooh, that's impressive.
Isn't it though? And Mr. Shannon is having some testicle difficulties there, and we wish we hope it's not.
Never a good thing.
It's never a good thing. John's playing with his headphones there, so we shall continue on.
Especially when you get older.
What was I going to say?
It was the best 30 seconds I've ever spent in my life unplugging my headphones.
Take us on, John. Lead the way. Where are we going?
All right. Well, we have a ton of stuff we got to talk about here. We're not going to get to it all. I can tell already. But one of the things that I've noticed is that even though we've seemed to have, I don't know if we're down the what you call the home stretch when it comes to getting through this whole thing with COVID. But I don't know if you guys realize it or not, but the deniers are still out in force, and the ones that are still claiming that this was all a big hoax and that the vaccine is now the big line is that the vaccine is killing more people than the actual virus.
Well, they've been saying that almost since the start. I mean, I hear so many stories at work. I know a guy who took the vaccine, got vaccinated, and had a heart attack the next day.
Yeah.
Who was this? Who is it?
I just heard.
Yeah. So I learned. It took me a lifetime to learn this, but certainly with COVID, prove it. Whatever you're saying, prove it. I'll believe you.
Don't have to. They always have the conspiracy and everything else. They don't have to prove it.
Yeah, it's. I apologize. I'm having camera issues here.
We noticed.
Mainly that I'm putting my face in front of one.
What is the old adage about they said? They said has often not been proved to be a great liar.
Well,
Okay.
the problem, of course, is that people, the number of people that are getting vaccinated, the numbers are shrinking. I think that a lot of people think that this is kind of in our rear view. I believe now you guys have all gotten, all vaccinated and have gotten you're up to date on your boosters and whatnot. I'm assuming.
I'm one behind.
You're still one behind.
Just got my last one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna take care of that over my Christmas break. So I know I'll have a day or two in case I get, in case I get a little beat up by it, which has happened with every shot, whether it's a half a day or, I just want to make sure that I have the time to be properly miserable because I know how to be miserable and I want to do it properly.
You know how to make others miserable too. You're a carrier.
It's a gift. It's actually.
Well, goddamn it, I'm going to re-gift.
Don't re-gift.
Here it comes, Bill.
Yeah, exactly.
You wanted to be here.
But the thing with these, I have long since, and I don't know if you guys agree with me on this or not. I've come to the realization that if we're all in the same room together, you guys getting your vaccinations isn't going to do anything to protect me.
No.
But what it's going to do, it's going to protect me in case one of you yo-yos isn't vaccinated. And when I say protect me, I know that there's still a chance that I could come down with COVID. But the best part about that is the odds of me ending up in the hospital or dying from it are slim and none.
You keep insulting me the way you do, your chances of being in a hospital are going to increase dramatically.
Oh, yeah. Okay, too tall. I just have to kick you in the balls and you're done.
But no, you're absolutely. Question I've been getting a lot. I talk to people and I mentioned that, okay, over the summer, I had a 6-week hiatus and I moved and I got caught up on a bunch of stuff. And I'll probably have another 5 or 6 weeks come May. Excuse me. And people are, well, you're going to go anywhere? I'm still not comfortable with the concept of flying. I mean, flying itself is fine, but flying, I'm still a COVID virgin. Well, I am. I'm not, Bill. I didn't say I haven't had COVID and I'm a virgin. I haven't had COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 63 and hoping. Today's the day. But the idea of getting on a pressurized tube with people who listen to the likes of whoever they listen to instead of a medical professional scares the living bejesus out of me. I know if I get it, it won't be severe and it probably won't be, a whole lot worse than a cold. I still don't want to get it though. And I don't want to have to.
Well, there is a slight advantage to, you've been vaccinated. I got it back in February and it was nothing more than it was like a cold. Right. But I have the belief from being in the medical field for 31 years is that by getting it also after being vaccinated, you're going to build up extra antibodies.
I don't disagree with any of that. Okay. But I still don't want to get it.
Oh, no, I'm not raising my hand saying, hey, bring that shit up.
And the thing is, I see avoiding airplanes as a rock solid way to. Now, it's not to say I may not hop in the car and go someplace, but the idea of being in a pressurized tube at 30,000 feet in this day and age, I'm still not comfortable with it. It's just.
And that's why I didn't go aboard submarines in the Navy. Amongst other things.
Well, I can't say that I blame you on that one, Ed. I've been on a bus. I've been on a Greyhound style bus, but I've never been on haven't been on a plane since the COVID.
Right. Yeah. Again, and I don't even think it's an irrational fear. I think it's a very rational fear. It was funny.
No,
I was saying this to somebody a couple of months ago. One of these, the vaccines are causing massive heart attacks, and it was like, well, don't you think it's a little irrational or what did he say? Oh, now it just skipped away from me. But basically, I said, what? You fear a needle. You fear something that could help prevent you from getting the COVID. I'm avoiding a situation that could very likely give me the COVID because of people like you. You should be wearing a mask to protect me. But, you're not going to.
That brings me to another question for you real quick, Ed. Are you on your job site now? Are you still masking or not so much?
The fast answer is no. Let me explain to you what we've done, what's been happening. Up until a couple of weeks ago, we were testing 3 times a week, which I was very comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
We had our own COVID trailer and everything. You walked in. They've now cut that down to once a week.
Okay. Yeah.
Which I'm not comfortable with because I'm testing on Wednesdays now. Most of the crew is testing either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. It don't take much to go out over the weekend. And next thing you know, you're positive for a week and you don't know it. But the masks are now optional except in the production vans, which is what I'm driving. Now, I don't have to wear a mask when I'm by myself. But if you're riding in a van, you have to wear a mask. Now, that's all fine and well, but I look at it this way. We're all intermingling anyway. Everybody that's getting in the van with me has been together all day long. At this point, look, I'm happy to wear the mask. I'll wear whatever they want me to wear. But at this point, it's become silly to make it mandatory in the vans when they're not mandatory anywhere else. On set, there's people. Look, there are people that wear the mask voluntarily, and that's that's good for them. But they've, and unfortunately, it's not. It varies by production. If you're on one show, and again, I'm not going to name any particular shows here because I don't need that particular grief. But
Right.
And I generally, I don't talk about the show I'm on or anything like that because actually contractually I can't. I've actually signed a piece of paper saying I wouldn't. But in general, you go from show to show, production to production, the rules are different. You get used to it being one way, then you move over to another show and they're doing it completely different. So it's been, in this industry, you do have a lot of people that move day to day, week to week, show to show. They're day players, as is the industry term. So, they might fill in. They're here for a couple of days, then they go to another show for a couple of days, and this, that, and the other thing. And you're working with as many different shows as you can be on, as many different protocols.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm, what bugs me more than anything else, I keep the mask in my van. I have it set up so when you get in, you can grab one. Our COVID team loves me because I'm the only one that will actually say, give me some more masks. But people get in, they take a mask, they're out for 10 minutes, they come back. Oh, you got any more masks? You just had, look, I'm not paying for it, but, geez.
You still have to be the one to go pick them up. Bill, did you have anything to add real quick here before we skedaddle along here?
I was getting to your point about the number of people being vaccinated going down. It's because I'm going to make the assumption here that it's because enough people have gotten vaccinated that those numbers are not as great anymore. But
you mean that herd immunity that that go on?
I'm not saying anything about herd immunity. I'm just saying that enough people have gotten the vaccinations so that you don't see the mass vaccination sites. Now they're just dribbling in here and there, and along those lines. So the numbers, I think, might be a little bit skewed in that regard.
Well, I don't. It's what I fear. And I'm guilty of this, so don't think I'm trying to take the high road with this because I don't mask anymore. I'm at this point in time, I am trusting the vaccinations, but I don't mask. The only time I mask is up here in Minnesota. There's still most of the hospitals and clinics and whatnot still want you to wear a mask when you go. So in that situation, I throw a mask on. I'm not going to try to. I'm not going to try to be the rebel without a cause.
I keep a mask with me now, so that if I walk into a business or whatever, and they want me to mask, then again, like I put it on. I'm not going to quibble. I'm not going to fight about it. if this is what you want, then I'm your boy. I'm there doing it. But
Well, I never did from the beginning. I mean, they told you to wear a mask. I wore my mask.
right.
You know, I knew the whole point behind it. You know, being in X-ray, going to surgery, you had to wear a mask. I mean, there are situations you have to wear a mask. So I'm relatively used to it.
You mean, Bill, you didn't believe that the idea of wearing a mask in surgery was to make your life miserable and make you choke? And
Well, of course it was just to make you cough and wheeze. And
yeah,
who liked wearing those masks? Nobody did.
nobody did.
I still have issues with irritation on my nose for wearing those paper masks.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Those paper masks are worthless. I'm going to tell you that as a fact. That the only ones they're protecting are the droplets out in space, because those paper masks are just, it's like wrapping your knee with an ace wrap. If you think it helps, good for you.
It doesn't.
All right, what do you say we move along here a little bit?
No. Let's stay here and make fun of you for a little while longer.
Yeah, well, come on, get it out of your system here. Come on. Get it out of your system.
Good. Let's go, John.
All right. So, as Bill is such a big fan of Twitter, I thought I would do this just for him. Your friend and mine, the incomparable Kanye West, got shown the door of Twitter. He kept pushing buttons, and apparently he posted an image of a swastika inside of the Star of David.
That's the logo of some bizarre out there organization.
That boy needs to just take his medication and move on.
He needs to take somebody's medication and move on.
Yeah, I'll send him some if he needs some.
Well,
I mean,
he was.
How much of this do you really think is for real, and how much of it is just him trying to get his damn name out there again? He's lost all his sponsors, so I don't understand what he's doing.
I was going to say, if that's his master plan, he needs to fire whoever his master planner is, because it is totally. He's taking it up the keister for that one.
Hey! Be cool there. You can't say master.
I don't know if this is the clip you're going to play, John, but he was on with that beacon of responsibility, Alex Jones, the other day. And even Alex Jones had to back him down. Oh, Nazis, good. No, we need to. No. So see, there is a line. Even that dipshit. No. Yes.
Oh, you get fined 1 credit.
Let me go ahead and play.
If the head dumbass tells you you're being a dumbass, my God, what does that say?
You got to take that.
Let me play aforementioned clip here.
You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. I love everyone, and Jewish people are not going to tell me you can love us, and you can love what we're doing to you with the contracts, and you can love what we're pushing with the pornography. But this guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician, you can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Yeah, that's the clip I was talking about. That was the one.
What was the point of him wearing the gloves and the mask? And he looked like some sadomasochist type thing going on there.
Oh, well, let's talk about the medications again.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I'm going to cover my face, but so therefore you don't know who I am, but everybody's calling me by my name. So, rocket scientry.
Well, Musk finally had enough of him, sent him down the road. But you're right about one thing, Bill, as far as Twitter goes, and you haven't even gone on Twitter. I know I've said Bill's right, man. For good, I understand that.
That was the most perfect statement of the day. Thank you.
I've ripped a hole in the space-time continuum here. Now it's.
Yeah, you have. There's officially no living with them now.
Yeah, exactly. The hate speech on Twitter has gone up immensely since good old Elon Musk took it over here. I actually have some. I had some, I guess I should say here, numbers on that. It went away because I was looking for something else in the meantime. But suffice it to say that the numbers, the amount of times that there have been racial slurs thrown out, the number of times transgenders have been slurred, has increased by over 50%. And I don't know. Like I said, Twitter is, even before Elon Musk come along, Twitter is a cesspool if you don't know how to check it. You do, though. You do know how to check it. There are tools that allow you to block individuals. If you don't want to block them, you can mute them.
Right.
Kind of like we do with Bill quite a bit on this show. But
yeah. Now, have you noticed, John, on the Twitter, the absolute deluge of right-wing nut jobs winding up in your timeline?
No,
I have. And I don't like to block people. I finally had to block Kyle Rittenhouse because he kept showing up. People retweeting him, or they claim that somebody. I can't listen to this little twerp anymore. And
it's so funny. I actually enjoy it because he was praising, in one of his tweets, he was praising Elon Musk. And of course, Elon Musk had to retweet it. So, so I jumped on and I'm paraphrasing myself here, but I basically told him, it doesn't matter how much you kiss Elon Musk's ass. It doesn't mean that I'm still not going to call you a murderous little slime ball.
Yeah.
And I don't get them on my feed because, you and I went round it. I have my settings done a little differently than you do, I think. And the only reason I know that.
Go ahead.
The only reason I know that is that my settings for a while were set to, it was following an algorithm of the people who tweet all the time, who are always, and so I was getting a lot of stuff thrown in there of because you tweeted or because you responded to this, you got this. Because you replied to that, you got this. Right. Because you followed this, you got that. Now my timeline is strictly basically from newest to oldest tweet as you open it, and it really block a lot of that out.
So after the show today, you and I will go over our settings together. Bill will sit there and pay rapid attention to it because it will fit this. There you go. See, I like the condescending. I not the condescending. The mirror Bill. The yes sir Bill. I like that Bill. The rest of them.
Well, I don't want to talk bad about the people on Twitter because I don't know them. But it's okay. I'm going down to the Amazon River. I don't need to stick my foot in the water to check and see if there's piranha.
Okay.
I know there's piranha in that river. I don't need to stick my foot in there to find out.
And how do you know?
It's
How
the
did
same.
you find?
Well, then I'll tell you what. Go ahead and stick your foot in there. You don't want to. Well, hey, it's a simple case of.
FAFO.
Well,
F around, find out.
And that's the thing. And you guys are wanting me to get in on this thing as it's gotten worse and worse and worse.
We want you sludging through this
And-
disaster.
Oh my Lord have mercy!
This is radioactive toxic sludge right now, and we
Yeah.
believe you have the right waiters for it.
Oh yes. Well, and then, like you said, these people have Twitter muscles. When there's no recourse to somebody, and I can't reach through the screen and grab you by the throat and shake you, then these little Rittenhauser guys can talk with big balls. There's no recourse, and I don't personally like that. I like the fact that you want to say something to my face, I will meet you any place, anytime. You can tell me what you think of me. I'm liable to whoop your ass for it later on, but hey, I'll give you that shot. But why swing at a knuckleball in the dirt?
Because people have been doing that for years, decades.
Yeah.
Exactly. And nobody learns.
Ooh, that's not pleasant. But look, people have been receiving anonymous letters at home forever. You blankety blank this, you blankety blank that. Yes, it's the same thing. Suck it up. Show us who you are. You got something to say, come say it. Don't be a kid. Look, Rittenhouse was winding up in my timeline based on other people retweeting him or following him or whatever. And I can't take this little boy anymore. His best move is to shut up and go away. He's partnered with some video game maker. It's like a hunting game. Kyle Rittenhouse goes out, shoots ducks, shoots geese, shoots this, shoots that. Shoots liberals. Yeah.
Yeah.
I shut up, go away. You literally got away with murder.
Absolutely.
You crossed state lines and you got away with murder. Go away. Change your name if need be.
Well, the perfect example of that is just to show you, disappear and go away, was the guy in Wrigley Field years back that supposedly interfered with the play in the playoff game. You don't hear anything about him anymore because he shut the hell up and went away.
Steve, I knew his name.
See, that's all I can remember. His first name was Steve.
I want to say
sure he's probably changed his name.
They were playing the Marlins. Okay. It was the playoff game. And as soon as you watch that video, he was one of 7 or 8 people reaching for that ball. He
just happened to be the one to get his hands on it. That's all there was to that.
He was not. Felix Alou was not going to make that catch under any circumstances. I can see the play right now. And they made that man's life a living hell. He's sitting there. He got a great seat. He's got his little transistor radio going. He's listening to the game as he's watching it. He's living life. He's, in his little world, he's happy as a clam. Foul ball comes your way. I've been going to ball games for nigh on 60 years. I've never been close to a foul ball. If I got that close, I'd have reached up too.
I would reach for it too.
The ball was in foul territory. Had that ball, I want to say Cashman. I don't know why I want Steve. I know his name is Steve, but had the ball been in fair territory, now you got a case. But what the city of Chicago, the Cubs fans, did to that young man
was not cool.
But beyond, it's not like he ran out and pushed a little boy onto the railroad tracks or something like that. He reached like 6 or 7 other people did for a baseball. By the way, the Cubs wound up screwing that up anyway.
They gave up 7 runs, so it wasn't his fault.
It wasn't his fault, and they lost the next game anyway, which gave the Marlins the series. Okay, so it meant nothing. Again.
But the point is, he was, reviled or whatever,
Right,
but he's
right.
gone away. Rittenhour should take the same clue and go away.
Yeah, but
Because somebody's going to shoot his little ass, and that's going to be the end of it.
He didn't look for this, though. The Cubs fan. He didn't look for
No,
this.
no, that's true. I'll give you that.
He didn't try to make anything of it. He wanted to go away. The people, the Cubs fans, wouldn't let this happen.
Wouldn't let it happen.
Yeah, well, meanwhile, Rittenhouse is walking down the streets like he's the, like some redneck Rambo, like I have referred to him in the past as.
Hang on, John. Steve Bartman.
Bartman, thank you. I knew it was a B, but I couldn't think what it was.
Yeah, and
Now you guys, for we got 10 people listening, and 5 of them are going to go Google this poor bastard and look for him now. Good job there, Ed.
Steve Bartman deserved absolutely zero of what came his way. I don't know what they finally did. The Chicago Cubs should have given him anything he wanted. And the other, and anybody, I mean, Cubs fans have a lot of reasons to be ashamed of themselves. They've had over a century to learn how to be ashamed of themselves. They need to keep constantly replying it. This was almost 20 years ago. This was in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, but it's a totally different situation, Bill, because he didn't seek it. He didn't.
Well, no, but
business.
What I'm saying is he's not out making the rounds and saying, "Yeah, I was the one that did that." He's not making money. He's not out signing autographs and all this other kind of stuff. He tried to quell it as fast as it happened.
Yeah, and no. Well, because Rittenhouse here has his Republican cronies who have now abandoned him. Look at that. What do you know? They used you when you were hot, and now that you've cooled off, they want no part of you.
What a shock.
This 18, 19-year-old seems to think that because his name was out there in the public eye for X amount of
time. He's a celebrity.
Not only that, but this is going to carry him through the rest of his life. I got news for you. There are people that were very, very famous 30, 40 years ago are now doing straight 9-to-5 jobs, and you'd never know who they were.
Norman Greenbaum.
Norman Greenbaum.
I gotta break into this for just a second. I have to break into this for just a second.
Into the apartment there, John?
Blink twice if you need help.
Well, technically,
yeah, that's it.
Technically, yes, because I told you earlier, Ed, remember that my dedication to this show kept me from going to today's Vikings game.
But it didn't keep you from
bastard.
But you're going.
But
there you go.
I'm not going, unfortunately. But guess who's going?
Security!
Guess who is going?
I don't want you to feel left out.
Guess who is going?
You're going to keep that finger around for those of you on the radio. For those of you on the radio, John has just had a giant foam "We're number one" foam finger in purple with the Vikings logo all over it. Apparently, the lovely and talented Mrs. Shannon has decided to gracefully accept the tickets that were offered and go to the football game today.
She is going to the game. I'm staying home to be with you, Chuckle Butts.
Well, I am impressed.
You are. What an idiot you are.
Well, that's for damn certain.
There you go. There you absolutely, boy, you hit that right on the head.
Man,
hey, what do you say?
It was perfect.
Oh,
you're
good
gonna pay.
Lord.
I'm going to pay for this.
Oh.
Here's perfect.
I just fucking did perfect.
That's perfect. All right.
What do you say we move on here?
Let's say you.
Good idea.
Got a couple of. Here's something.
Drop it out.
John, leader. Yeah.
John,
I heard you. I heard you.
Okay.
It's my internet connection again. Thank you very much.
There you go. Speak slow.
Anyways,
Better.
Oath Keeper, leader, whatever the hell you want to call him, Stuart Rhodes, has been found guilty of seditious conspiracy.
Yes, he has.
And what sucks about what sucks about all, he wasn't actually, as I understand it, he wasn't actually on site on January 6th. He wasn't on the Capitol grounds.
Oh no. How familiar sounding is that?
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Well, but the thing is even if that's true, he's the one that helped organize this crap.
Is there anybody else we know of that's in a similar position? Bill, does anything come to mind?
It's on the tip of my tongue, and I just can't, for some reason, think who it is.
Maybe you know what? I need a fresh fruit. I need an orange.
An orange. Or
I was going to follow the trail.
Pumpkin?
Follow the trail of the Cheeto dust.
Or the KFC.
But it's really only going to be a matter of time before the Cheeto, as I've been calling him lately, Cheeto Dick, finds it's only going to be a matter of time before he's somebody's prison bitch.
This is true. Well, have you noticed there's more and more people in the Republican Party coming out? Trump is going to get primaried. I love it.
I used to love it even more because that means he'll probably run as an independent, which will
totally kill the Republicans.
Yeah,
because he'll take his base with him, and the rest of the people, that's it. Right. When has an independent party ever done any good for either one of them?
I think Ross Perot
was the closest there ever was. Yep,
he got about 20-something% of the vote. He did well, clearly not enough to. But no. He was the only. Look, I'm all in favor of multiple parties. I'm all in favor of disbanding all the parties. But that's another topic for another time.
Let a candidate run on his own merits. I do it. I totally agree.
You crazy?
What a novel idea.
Yeah, exactly. And that's doesn't matter. That's just Republicans, Democrats too. You know, there are different.
I won't disagree with that.
Remember, the Republican Party no longer has a platform. It's true. That's not a joke. Yeah. They no longer have a platform. They're not interested in governing. They're interested in power.
Yep.
The only reason they want Herschel, I'm going to win this election, Walker.
Puppet,
is for vote number 51. And Herschel will, I want to see him write a bill.
He can't write a check.
I want to see him get up on the Senate floor.
Oh God, that would be. I'd turn into Caspan to watch that.
I think that would be the one that I want to see Mitch McConnell stick around. That to watch Herschel Walker
pass out.
Make Senate speeches. This
watch the turtle go in his shell,
or be on a committee where he doesn't have somebody holding his hand. You notice all this stuff he's doing. He's got other people talking for him.
Well, because he can't speak English anyway.
Yeah, he's got
at least not well. So okay,
not up to my standards. Standards? Listen to me, right out of Long Island. My standards.
Now, did any of you bother to realize that Herschel's originally from Texas?
Yeah.
So why are all these Georgia people think that he's great for Georgia?
Well, he just had. For tax purposes, his primary residence is in Texas. His primary, say what you will about Dr. Oz. This is the same thing.
Of course it is.
He played football in Georgia.
Yeah. What does that qualify you for? Yeah.
Apparently, you could say the same thing about Jack Kemp.
Hey, I've been to Toronto. Does that make me Canadian?
Eh?
Eh?
What do you know, eh? Well, you're
I
from
mean,
Minnesota.
come on.
You're from Minnesota, which is almost Canadian.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Don't you know?
It's Canadian light.
About right.
John, I'm sorry. Were you here? You had something to say? Are you involved in this conversation at all, or would you rather go home?
Nah,
Go to the football game.
We'll be fine.
no, I've signed a contract. I have to be here.
Was it in blood? Because Nosferatu up there.
I'm beginning to believe so.
You want to play, you have to pay. There's
Please, sir, can I have some more gruel?
I don't think so. Go ahead, John.
So let's move on to one more topic here that I've
Sure.
Yeah. This is up here in your neck of the woods there, Mr. Van Ness.
Oh, me.
Yes, you. Your mayor. Your mayor, Eric Garner. Yeah, your mayor.
My mayor's an idiot.
I'm sure you voted for him.
That was one of those hold your nose votes.
Hold your nose and vote.
Yeah. Because I wasn't going to vote for Curtis Sliwa under any circumstances. He's done an outstanding job with the Guardian Angels, and I remember when all that started in the 70s. He's always been a bit out front there, a bit of a he loves the limelight, but I just couldn't see him being mayor. But anyway, yes.
Right.
Okay.
Could we use a vain movie reference there and just vote none of the above?
Yeah.
I remember that movie.
There you go.
But apparently he wants to hospitalize homeless people.
I didn't hear that it was hospitalized, but okay.
I hadn't heard that, but go on.
Well, now this is from what I'm seeing on the news down here now, and I don't know a lot of the details on it. We're not talking about arresting homeless people, but we're talking about hospitalizing people because in a lot of instances, it isn't just somebody who just doesn't have a job and can't afford a place to live. Usually there's some underlying circumstances, such as being on heroin or being on some other drug of some kind. There are things that where people could actually get some help. And I don't see that as a bad idea, except for the thing is that what hospital are you going to put them in?
Right.
We just got done talking about COVID. Where are they going to put them?
Well, there's two things at play here. Number one is, and I know this as having been a 40-year smoker, nobody gets help until they want help. You can force it on them all you like. The second thing is, what the hell is she doing in the background?
That was second on the list. I got to look over my shoulder, make sure it ain't mine.
Oh, John, she packing a bag? Is she running away from home? Or?
Could you blame her?
No. I'm just wondering if it's happening.
She's getting ready to go to the football game.
Yeah, I figured that. But
that's it.
Getting back to my mayor. No, I hadn't heard that, but putting a blanket, let's put him in the hospital. Look, if somebody wants the treatment, they need the treatment. But again, it comes down to, if I'm a heroin addict, I ain't going to quit until I want to quit. And sometimes it takes sleeping on the sidewalk through a winter. I'm not saying that's the cure-all. I'm not saying it's a good cure. But you need to hit rock bottom. I hit my bottom 10 years ago with the cigarettes. Okay, and I did what I needed to do to get myself out of it. Yay, me. That being said, they're not going to do anything. The treatment will rarely work if they're not willing to make it work. what you now, Bill, you make a very valid point. With you got COVID patients, you got the hospitals. Hospitals, your staff is busy enough as it is. Now you're saying let's put people in here who, for the most part, may or may not want to be there, and they've got their hands full as it is.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to go around the city and just throw a net out and bring these people in? And to John's point, talking about the drugs and there are people out there that are homeless by choice.
That is correct. We talked about this a few weeks ago, like tiny houses and different. Maybe I don't want to be part of a community. Maybe I'm just stuck in this city, but I'd rather be up in the effing mountains someplace by myself and just living out my time on this godforsaken rock. And that could be the attitude of some people, but they just can't get themselves.
I mean, at least I understand the logic, but the plan is skewed.
The mechanics of it is going to be
exactly.
I mean, because first off, you can't do it with the cops.
Nope.
Because one of these people desperate to see somebody with a badge and a gun and an attitude, who doesn't want to be there any more than you do, and feels it's beneath them to talk to you. Okay, and yes, that is the attitude of many New York City police. Not all, but many. You are wrong. You are just in their way. You are just a stepping stone to their pension. You laugh.
No, I understand what you're talking about.
No, it's funny. We've been to New York City. Lori and I have. We went and met up with a couple of friends there. That was
she this noisy in New York?
Nobody would have noticed.
She wasn't this noisy in New York. So, but it's funny you mentioned that though, because the one encounter I did have was with a police officer. I asked him for directions. Which subway? I need to get here. Which subway do I take? And he basically said, "Well, hey, the sign's right there."
Yeah, there you go. That's
I got time for you.
Yeah, I ain't got time for you. TikTok, my attention is getting closer and closer. But that. By the way, that is the standard attitude. It's I'm not here. Thanksgiving night, we had a little to do here when the police finally did show up. It was all over. It was done with. And I stepped outside. Okay, thanks for coming. It took you 2.5 hours, but thanks for coming. And the one officer starts to he wants to give me instructions. I don't need your instructions. You're here. It's over. It's done. Thank you very much. Well, the next time, I don't want to hear about the next time. Don't give me, here, I'll tell you this. Don't eat the yellow snow. Don't beat your wife. Okay? I don't need your directions. But they feel they have to do this. I understand what the situation is. The situation was not handled by you. So I don't feel you have a say in this. And but no, that's our mayor, who former cop, by the way, who actually lives in New Jersey. Has a small place in Brooklyn. Has a small place in Brooklyn where he parks his car on the sidewalk. Yeah, he's been caught. He's been filmed doing it, and he's got that cop attitude.
Well, I'm going to tell you, getting to the point of the thing with homelessness, and you gentlemen will have to forgive me, but if I have if I have any pet projects, if you will, that is one that it's kind of near and dear to me, because I've said many a times that and Ed can relate to this too to some degree. I was only on a couple of occasions 1 or 2 bad moves away from being homeless myself.
Been there, done that. And Bill, you never actually got the opportunity to speak with Mike King. Mike King reached out a helping hand to me, put me up for a couple of months. And I mean, I was there. I literally had no place to go. Literally, I didn't have a dime in my pocket. And
I think I had a dog in my basement for a couple of weeks when I was up in
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, I was just going to say that that there was a time when I camped out in Bill's basement for, I don't think it was more than a couple weeks, but
No, I think it was just a couple of weeks. Yeah.
But the idea
Yeah.
is, I understand what you're saying, John. We've brushed up against the idea. So go ahead, continue what you're saying.
and so I feel for these people because, you know, I've been lucky as far as, you know, I haven't had any addictions in my life, or I haven't had anything in my life that I felt was more important than at least having a roof over my head. And sometimes you'll sell your soul to the devil to make sure that you have a roof over your head.
It's funny when you mention addictions. There are two addictions I've had since I was a kid, and I can't shake them: food and shelter.
Yeah.
You know, so
Exactly.
I got those twin monkeys on my back, and I just, you know,
No,
I can't get rid of them.
I
Something
tell
about
you,
it.
gentlemen. Look,
Well, John, here's what you're saying. I understand what you're getting at, and the thing is everybody talks about it, but nobody does anything about it. Now, if you want to get in there and start doing something about it, I'll help you out. I don't care. Call me. I'll help out whatever you're trying to do, because all I'm looking for is somebody that has an answer that we can work on. Everybody talks about it. Nobody does anything.
the thing is, guys, is that it is, whenever I think of trying to, you know, just my mind goes as far as solutions for it, it drives it because it's a huge problem, and there are so many facets.
Right. There's
about,
no one
you know,
solution.
No, there's not a one fits all.
And it's a huge problem. But the other deal is while a lot of people talk a good game, and a lot of people even on our side of the fence talk a good game, nobody has the means or the desire to let the guy that's down there standing on the corner with the sign say, "Hey, buddy, come on, let's come on. You can stay with me for a while," or something like that.
Do you all know why? Because there's no money in it. If they could
That's
find a way to make money off of this, these people would be off the streets in a New York minute.
I agree with you.
Bill or Ed, tell us what is you live in New York. What is a New York minute?
A New York minute is the time it takes me to tell you to go screw off. Just like the cop did.
Wow.
See,
Well, you know,
the cop didn't use the words, but that's what he did to you.
do
He-
you
he
know what a
told
New
you to
York
screw off.
Echo is?
Oh, do tell.
A New York Echo? Hello! Shut the F up!
That was my old neighborhood. Come on, man.
The scene from Coming to America with Eddie Murphy. Hello, my friends. Sure. Comes to mind.
All right. Now, as we approach the 1 minute warning here, I have to changing subjects dramatically. Bill, I know you like to wander around during the
Halftime show.
halftime show. I highly recommend you not leave your seat today.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Take us out, John.
We shall see.
All right. Well, it's that time. We're getting ready to roll this thing down to hour number 2 coming up shortly here. You are listening to the Taxi Stand Hour on Radio TFI.
Yes, dear. Yes, I'm listening.
Oh, I heard every word you said, honey. Yes. Yes, dear. Oh, I agree. You're right. Yeah, you're always right, baby. Yes, dear.
You've found Just Killing Time with John and Ed.
A real woman could stop you from drinking.
It has to be a real big woman.
On Radio TFI. Join the conversation. You can reach the guys at 754-800-CHAT, 754-800-2428. If you are watching live, the comment section is open. From a payphone, call collect.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Who is it?
It's me, Dave, man. Open up, I got the stuff.
Who?
It's Dave, man. Open up, I think the cops saw me come in here.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man. Will you open up? I got the stuff with me.
Who?
Dave, man. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave. Come on, man. Open up. I think the cops saw me.
Dave's not here.
No, man. I'm Dave, man. Hey, come on, man.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man. Will you open up? I got the stuff with
Who?
me. Dave, man. Open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave's not here.
No, man. I am Dave, man. Will you... Come on. Open up the door, will you? I got the stuff with me. I think the cops saw me.
Who is it?
Come, man, open up the door. It's Dave.
Who?
Dave. D-A-V-E. Will you open up the goddamn door? Yeah, Dave.
Dave?
Right, man. Dave. Now, will you open up the door?
Dave's not here.
Oh.
If you can. Where were you born, man?
Huh? Where was I born?
That's right, I said, where were you born?
Hey, are you one of those dudes that do horoscopes, man? Hey, I'm a Cancer with a bad moon rising.
Look here, El Fago, watch my lips. Where were you born?
I was born in East LA, man. I was born in East LA.
Oh, yeah, you're born in East LA. Well, let's see your green card, huh?
Green card? I'm from East LA.
All right, well, then who's president of the United States?
Oh, that's easy, man. That guy that used to be on Death Valley days, John Wayne.
All right, let's go. Come on.
Next thing I know, I'm in a foreign land. People talking so fast I couldn't understand. There was nobody there to lend a helping hand. I was cold, it was like, where is a burger stand? I want to go back to East LA. I wish I was back in East LA. I don't belong here in downtown DJ, 'cause I was born
Man, oh man, you cannot go wrong with Cheech and Chong or Cheech Marin.
It would have been nice if I could have seen it.
What do you mean?
You got to pay your internet bill, John.
Oh, jeez. You're the lag on my system. You're the lag on my system. Now I got the.
I would not doubt that. But
All
I do
right,
it.
Let's on. Oh, Jesus. All right, welcome back. We're just killing time here on Radio TFI and on the Radio TFI streaming network. From the ShalanaMakesMeLaugh.com studio in St. Paul, Minnesota, I'm John Shannon. Over there to my immediate right is the one and only Ed Van Ness, and down there in the Wally Cox box here in on our little square, that would be the gigantic flapping tongue pain in the ass. Perfect pain in the ass. You're right. The one and only Bill. Good morning to all of you.
Well, good morning, kids and kittens. I have just this to say. Dave's not here.
Dave ain't here, man.
That was for you, by the way, big fella.
I know. I saw that. I was like, kind of like if I could have heard it, but I knew as soon as it came on what it was. So
you couldn't hear it?
No, it was breaking up.
Oh.
But I knew what it was, so I just played it through my head perfectly, by the way.
Wow.
Only an hour left to go here.
John, he's here with you, not me.
Well, we might have to talk about that. We might have to put him on your.
I think there's going to be some heavy duty discussions here of who gets possession of them now.
Be careful what you ask for.
That's anyway. Young Mr. Shannon, how the hell are you here in hour number 2?
Just the same as I was. Just the same as I was in hour number 1, I guess.
Oh, okay. And you, Mr. Fancher?
I get more perfect. I get more perfect every day.
1972, baby.
The only time besides myself it's ever happened.
Do you want to go through the whole season and see how well you did? Do you want me to dig out the weeks where you didn't get 1 point?
I was just warming up.
Well, we'll deal with that once we get there. John, what do you say? Are you ready for your
Well, yeah, this is kind of a truncated birthday list that's going to go here. So go ahead and hit the music there, Maestro.
Would you like me to cue the Radio TFI Orchestra?
I do. Please do so. All right, here we are with this week's birthdays. Like I said, kind of a truncated list here. Today, Jay-Z celebrates his 53rd birthday.
He got himself a nice wife.
Yeah, we have to go on down to Tuesday here, where Andrew Cuomo turns 65.
No comment.
On Wednesday. Yeah, okay, there you go. On Wednesday, Johnny Bench, the incomparable Johnny Bench, turns 75.
Johnny Bench, I remember, I mean, geez, so that's, you go back 50 years, it's like 1972. And I remember my brother Mike wanting to be a catcher, and just Johnny Bench was just like, it seemed like Johnny Bench was just all over the place. He just seemed like the perfect He had that big smile and just goofy goofball smile. And oh, look at that! For those of you on the radio audience, Bill has produced a Johnny Bench jersey, a Cincinnati Reds jersey, el número 555. John, let's move on before he thinks he can do that.
If I could get him to autograph that thing, I'd be in hog heaven.
Oh, I hear you. All right. Also on Wednesday, Larry Bird turned 66 years old.
You know, when I'm not going to tell my Bird story. That's
no, please don't.
No.
Keep that bird in its cage.
66.
Please give us the Bird.
I can remember when he was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
That hurts.
Thursday, Sinead O'Connor turns 56.
Sinead O'Connor?
Now, I'm sure you guys have all seen the Saturday Night Live episode.
Yep.
She took a picture of the Pope. And and I guess it's exactly what she was rebelling against. But, and this is very superficial of me, but I can't help think about it every time I see her. You put a head of red hair on that girl, and she's striking. She has striking features as it is, and she doesn't make up.
Yeah, but I'd like to strike her a couple of times.
Why? She's entitled to her opinions.
I know. Keep them to yourself.
Really? And here you are 2 hours a week.
I know. If I wanted her opinion, I'd give it to her.
Oh, there you go. Cards and letters.
Ooh.
Towards Wichita Falls, Tejas.
All right. Also, and last but not least, here on Thursday, and for the rest of the week, Nicki Minaj will turn 40 years old.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Now, if you want to see something impressive, watch when Nicki Minaj, a couple times she's been on Saturday Night Live. She's very funny. She really, really is. I don't care for her music, but she's a character when she's out in public. And once you accept that, just her being her is hilarious. My opinion. But then again, what do we know about my opinion, Bill?
If I wanted it, I'd give it to you.
There you go. That's my boy. That's my boy. Well. It appears we have reached
that perfect time of the show.
Jesus. If it weren't for the fact that we have identical picks, I would
Get out.
Stop. All right, gentlemen. Here we go. Bill, I need you to contain yourself. Oh, where's my script? It's time for John and Ed versus Spread, your weekly foray into the exciting world of pigskin prognostication. Each week, John, third and long Shannon, Bill, ain't nothing perfect about me, Fancher, Gerald, the computer world slashers, and myself will each choose professional football games and select winners using the point spread. At the end of the season, the winner will claim possession of the Radio TFI Gilchrist Ceremonial Sippy Cup. Extra points can be earned by going for it with a 2 or 3 point conversion, if we have the nerve. Ladies and gentlemen, kids and kittens, it's John and Ed versus the Spread. Well. We had an interesting week last week. Let's go over last week's.
Oh no! All green.
As we look at the board, John just John whiffed. He went down swinging.
That was a knuckleball in the dirt.
I picked up 3 big points, mainly because I went for 2 on one of them. Gerald picked up 2 points because he went for 2 a couple of times. And that's it for the recap for last week.
Yeah, sure it is.
Okay. Bill went 3 for 3 on Thanksgiving, and then went 3 for 3 on Sunday. Now he picked up 6 big points.
And now there's no frickin' living with him.
Now there's no living with him. He's Mr. Perfect. And
Johnny, you'll like this reference. Chad Henning got nothing on me.
moving on. So here's the current as the scores, the standings stand now. I'm on top of the leaderboard with 28 points. John Shannon is now trailing me with 26 points. Bill Fancher is bringing up the rear, so to speak, with 22 points. And Gerald is trailing behind with 16 points. However, if things go well today, if things go Gerald's way, he could theoretically tie Bill Fancher.
And if
Gerald,
the queen had balls, she'd be king.
She'd still be alive.
She'd still be alive, too.
By the way, still no suspects in the queen's death.
Nope.
All right, so let's start the bidding. Young Mr. Shannon, let's start with your picks for the week.
All right. Well, here we go. Vikings. Well, you realize I'm not going to pick against the Vikings. Hosting the Jets in a game that I have to sit out and not see
by choice.
By choice. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Just because of you, monkey, whatever. The game that my wife will be attending, and I tell you what, if she jinxes the Vikings, she ain't come locking the door.
That's between you two. Good on with the picks already, for goodness sake.
Vikings 3-point. Yeah, sure we do. Vikings 3-point favorite. I'm going to take the Vikings giving up 3. My Kansas City Chiefs visiting Cincinnati. They're making a big deal because supposedly the Chiefs haven't won in the jungle in a while, I guess. Something, whatever. Patrick Mahomes is throwing a donut in Cincinnati. Well, Chiefs are still a 2-point favorite. I don't think the Bengals are all that this year. I'm taking the Chiefs giving up 2 points. And in my shocking pick of the week,
I like this pick.
The Dolphins traveling to San Francisco, where the Niners are actually, what are they, 2-point, 3-point favorites, something like that? But
4 points.
Oh, is it really? Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a little bit of that Miami magic. I'm taking the Dolphins, going for 2. Taking the Dolphins, giving up 6.5 points. Tua, you better not fall on your ass now.
Miami has
Mr. Fancher, what do you got for us this week, Mr.
We can just move on because my picks are perfect.
Are they now? Well, maybe the folks on the radio would like to hear them.
Okay. Well, if you're betting, bet with me, okay? Because I'm the only perfect one here.
That comes at the end.
Okay. Jets and Vikings. Vikings home team. Jets. You never know. New quarterback. Kid come in. He played well last week, but I'm still taking my Vikes -3. Tennessee to Philadelphia. The Philadelphia cream cheeseheads. I saw that. Hey, I saw it at the ball game. Somebody sitting next to a guy had a cheesehead, and the other guy had a Philly cream cheesehead. I thought that was good. I'll give you something on that one. So I'm taking Philadelphia -4.5. Thank you. And because I really believe that Deshaun Watson's got something to prove this week down in Houston, I'm taking the Browns -7 on this.
That's a ballsy pick because we can talk about it later. All right, let's go to my picks. My picks. I like Denver getting 9.5 points, visiting Baltimore. I think what's his name, Russell Wilson, is going to come a little bit to life today. I still don't think the Broncos can beat the Orioles or wherever the hell they are, but I don't think the 9.5 points. Kansas City visits Cincinnati. Cincinnati is the underdog. I'm going for 2 with the dog, giving up 6.5 points to the great googly moogly Kansas City Chiefs. And finally, this is one I can't pass on, although I love John's going for 2 with my Dolphins. I'm just taking them +4 at San Francisco because I think they're going to win outright. I have no doubt about that.
Ooh.
But
Can we record what he's saying here? When he
I
plays
believe
back?
they went outright. Shocking that a Dolphin fan would say that. It's shocking. You okay? Let's hear what Gerald is doing this week.
Oh God, yes.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh,
my.
Jesus.
Look who did not have the worst showing last week. You were outplayed by a spreadsheet. Let's have a golf clap for Mr. Perfect. Take a bow, Mr. Fancher. We'll have fire rescue standing by. 6 for 6 is impressive ball. Don't do it again. And now on with the picks. We begin in the Windy City, city of big shoulders. The second city, Chicago. That toddling town. The Green Bay Packers come to town as 3-point favorites. I like the Bears getting 3 points. Next up, America's team plays host to those Colts from Indianapolis. The boys started out as 10.5-point favorites. It's Texas, so let's go big. I'm going for 2 with Dallas, giving up 21 points. How about them Cowboys? Last, but certainly not least, the Seattle Seahawks visit the Los Angeles Rams. It takes an awful lot to drop as far and as fast as the Rams did. That being said, I'm taking those underdog Rams and going for 3. Geno Smith and his gang are being spotted 13.5 points. If all goes to plan, I'll catch up to Mr. Perfect this week. I'll also be taking down the necks of the other 2 stooges. Enjoy the games.
Well, there you have it, boys. Let's look at everybody's pick for this week. John is going with his Vikings over the Jets. He likes my Dolphins. He's going for 2, giving up 6.5 points. The board shows getting 6.5, but that will be addressed by the graphics department. Miami over the Niners. He also likes his Kansas City Chiefs. He's given up 2 in Cincinnati. Bill Fancher, Mr. Perfect. Also, going with the Vikings against the Jets. Likes the Philadelphia cream cheese heads, giving up 4.5 against those Titans. And my former boy, Ryan Tannehill, who I still believe the Dolphins never should have gotten rid of. And finally, he likes Cleveland with the we just won't comment on their quarterback today. He's given up 7 points. This is a big I can't believe the timing of this, that he makes his return in Houston. It's just my picks. Oh, Uncle Ed, I like Denver getting 9.5 points in Baltimore. I like those Cincinnati Bengals over the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going for 2. I'm giving up 6.5 points. And finally, my Dolphins, who like that stock ticker. They're getting 4 points. I like them getting 4 points in San Francisco. I think they're going to win outright. They don't need the 4 points, but hey, that's just me. Meanwhile, Gerald is he likes his the Bears. He's getting 3 points as the Packers come to town. He's going for 2 with Dallas. Dallas was a 10.5 point favorite. Let's double that up. He's given up 21 points to the Indianapolis Colts. And finally, the Rams were underdogs in this game. Gerald's going for 3 points with them. So he's given up 13.5 points against Geno Smith and the rest of the Seattle Seahawks. And what is it we say, gentlemen? If you're going to bet these games using real money, what is it we always say, John?
Well, I guess there Mr. Perfect would like to believe that if you follow his lead, but hey, That's your money, dude. You do what you got to do.
That's it.
All right. But yeah, I just think it's Deshaun Watson to be, coming back in Houston. That's going to be, I
wonder if he's going to get booed off the damn field. I mean, if he might get some applause or he might get some more subpoenas. I don't know.
Yeah. I think this was a bad move by Cleveland all around.
I won't disagree with that.
I think you're
Should have
inviting
gone to the Raiders.
the Raiders love these kind of people.
That's what I'm saying. I was shocked he didn't sign with the Raiders.
Well, be it as it may. And the Dolphins are the late game today. So if you're getting them on your TV, by the way, Dolphins play Sunday Night Football next week against the Chargers. So we'll all be able to see the Chargers. Those former San Diego, currently LA Chargers. That's all I got. That's it. We got to find a close for this segment.
We can close it out perfectly.
You know you're going to pay for this dearly.
What the hell? I know it's my life.
You're going to pay for this in ways.
And I cannot wait. And I cannot wait.
I am literally, my mouth is full of drool.
However, you said that last week too.
What did I say?
That after I set up my perfect Thanksgiving, that you're going to get your ass handed to you on Sunday, and it didn't happen.
It didn't
It didn't happen. So screw you. You go home.
Security!
Because you do realize and I do use that, if I go 3-0 this week, y'all are done. You just hand me the award now.
By the way, you realize that if you go 0-3 and Gerald goes 3-0, you're in a tie with an effing spreadsheet.
Gerald has lost his mechanical mind with his picks this week.
And I'm telling you, actually, looking at Gerald's picks, I could see him going 2 for 3 on his picks. There's one of them I think he's out of his mind on, but the other
out
two,
of his mind with going for
Which
3.
one?
Yeah.
The Dallas one?
Yeah, I think he could very well hit that Dallas game.
That could very well be.
That one Rams could.
The Rams one, I don't disagree with. I mean, that's
no.
But then again, the Rams could get on a tear. Remember what Pete Rozelle said on any given Sunday.
Yeah, but you've been saying this for 11 weeks now. If the Rams can get on a tear, if
I'm not saying they will.
If a frog didn't have big back legs, he wouldn't bump his ass every time he jumps.
I don't make the picks. I just record them for Gerald.
I know. I understand. And I did see this. I was considering the Cincinnati and Chiefs game. However, I don't know if you saw this, John, that Burrow is actually 6-0 against Mahomes. Not just in the jungle, but 6-0. He's the only quarterback Mahomes has not beaten.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either, and that's why I said, okay, I'm staying off this game.
Well, all I can say about that is that this isn't the same Bengals team that's
no, and I'll give you that. Absolutely, they are not.
And the Chiefs, believe it or not, have actually found a defense to go along with that. Their defense is playing equally as the offense is. So, but we'll see. That's why they play the games.
Yes,
Just keep
sir.
this in mind.
Here we go.
If all the top seeds win out in the postseason, if it were to start today, it'd be the Chiefs and the Dolphins in the AFC Championship.
That would be a cool game. That would be a fun game to watch.
You now have the rest of the AFC. They all want a piece of the Dolphins now. We are for real. We are for real.
At this point in the season, you have to say so.
Yep.
As distasteful as that may be.
That does leave kind of a taste in your mouth, doesn't it?
However, I do remember a Week 6 game. Okay.
Tua was out.
I was just going to say
Don't matter.
It mattered to me.
Well, apparently it didn't matter to the score.
It almost did.
God.
John.
All right. Oh, God, payback's a bitch.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, time to present the battle of the one-hit wonders. Here's your match official, John Shannon.
All right, let's get right into it here with this week's challenger from 1972. Here is T-Rex.
When you're building rapping call, you gotta hug cap, diamond star halo. If you like a car, out.
Muted,
Sorry
John.
about that. Yeah. Sorry about that. Anyways, just a little footnote on that. Bang a Gong debuted January 1st of 72. It peaked on the Billboard charts at number 10. It peaked in March at number 10 on March 4th of 72. So
By giving that
T-Rex.
much info, by giving that
T-Rex.
much info, good. You're giving
T-Rex, by the way, that was. I got this. Thank you.
Okay.
T-Rex, only one top 10 hit out of 4 songs. I had people saying, well, their lead singer did something else in it. And I asked, so I had to kind of explain the rules to this particular individual. Hey, I love the input from our friends on the Twitter on this, but they also gave, and let me move on here to our returning champion. This, if I'm not mistaken, how many stars does this have now?
Too damn
10
many.
stars?
It hasn't been determined it's this week's champion yet, but we'll get to that in a moment. By the way, if it is the champion today, it will be number 11.
So
Come on,
going
Dennis.
for its 11th star here. Take a pill. From 1970, it's once again Norman Greenbaum. And that's right. That's Norman Greenbaum going for his 11th star here on Battle of the One Hit Wonders. By the way, Spirit in the Sky debuted February 28th of 1970. It peaked at the number 3. Number 3. It peaked on April 18th of 1970. So it was 15. It spent 15 weeks in the Hot 100. So it's getting to the point where it's approaching that number here on Battle of the One Hit Wonders. All right. Yeah, there were a couple of other top 100 or top 100 Hot 100 songs. One. California Earthquake reached 93 on the chart, and a song called Canned Ham reached 46. Almost made it. So, anyways, are you ready for the results of this? All I can tell you,
we're gonna get some pressed ham.
Well, here's the thing, now Mr. Perfect here, he's been gloating about his football
That's
picks.
football picks. That's totally different. That's totally different.
You have never lied.
Because I don't have to trust the Twitter people on my football picks.
Well, he does have a point on that one, doesn't he? All right, anyways, well, here we go. Here is your winner. And still, Battle of the One-Hit Wonders champion with 68.2% of the vote. It's Norman.
When I die and I lay me to rest, gonna go to the place that's the best. When I lay me down to die, going up to the spirit in the sky. Going up to the spirit in the sky. That's where I'm gonna go when I die. When I die and I lay me to rest, I'm gonna go to the place that's the best. Prepare yourself, you know it's a must. Gonna have a friend in Jesus. So you know that when you die, it's gonna recommend you to the spirit in the sky. It's gonna recommend you to the spirit in the sky. That's where you're gonna go when you die. When you die and you lay it to rest, you're gonna go to the place that's the best. Never been a sinner. I never sinned.
No.
I got a friend in Jesus.
And we're back. I caught John off guard there again.
He cut it off again. Yes, you did indeed.
Yes, I did.
All right, well, how would you like some numbers there, Mr. Perfect?
I would. Oh, that.
Okay. You can take those numbers, fold them in a small little square, and
Easy.
shove them where the sun don't shine.
You see.
All right. At this point, I'm going to go on Twitter and I'm going to start a shitstorm to the nth degree.
You are fined one.
Well, give me another one.
Statue.
And I'll believe that.
If this
when
isn't even
pigs,
close,
or monkeys.
that anal swelling butt monkeys,
All right.
look out.
Exactly. Here we go. The Twitter gave the 68% nod to Spirit in the Sky. The Facebook gave Norman and his spirit the 70% nod.
Ooh.
Bringing
This is Caca de Toro.
giving the final
This is
giving the final number,
Go ahead, dog. Give the final.
giving the final numbers 68.2% of the nod going to Norman Greenbaum his spirit in the sky, giving him his 11th star.
Have you people lost your friggin' minds?
We'll have to still see if Norman can extend his winning streak to the 15th.
This is going to be on forever. I used to like that song. I can't even listen to it anymore. Yeah. I'll tell you how we're going to test. I'll tell you how we're going to test this when we go off the air. Because if people listen to what I have to say, then they'll do exactly the opposite of what I'm saying. Because they're doing it just to piss me off. Screw you! I'm going home. I was having a perfect day until this segment aired.
Look behind you.
You stop grinning up there, you. It's all your fault. Ah! Security! No! I will not.
For those of you in the listening audience, Bill's lovely wife, Barbara, comes up behind him with a stop sign that says, "Settle down."
Bill, are you done?
It's hot under these headphones.
Yeah, it is.
All right, here we go.
Humble when you're perfect in every way.
Screw you, Mac Davis, wherever you are.
Look down.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Here is our next week's challenger,
and it's not my pick.
And the song that will is sure to upset and knock Norman off his damn potato wagon.
Well, you know what? I've been thinking that myself with some of these picks, and I've been pleasantly surprised.
Oh, pleasantly my ass.
You are fine.
Yeah, good. I owe everybody else in that country money. Why not you?
Can we continue on now? Bill?
Maybe. Remember, we're just killing time.
Yeah, we're just killing time here, buddy.
No, you're just killing me.
Well, in that case, let's keep it up.
Yeah.
All right, here is next week's challenger. Go ahead and play it, Maestro. From 1984. This is Twisted Sister.
This is a song. We'll fight the powers that be just. Don't pick on destiny, because you don't know us, you don't belong. Oh, we're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it anymore. Oh, you're so condescending. Your goal is never ending. We don't want nothing from you. Your life
Is that a pledge pin on your uniform?
All right, well, there you are. Your challenger for next week, Twisted Sister from 1984. I tell you, look, I mean, that was an anthem for a lot of people. It's funny, but it only at number 21 on the Billboard charts. It came out in July 28th of 84. It peaked at 21 on September 22nd of 84. So it was 15 weeks on the Hot 100, if you will. Now, as with probably with T-Rex and with Bang a Gong, there's going to be some claims. Oh, well, they had other songs. The other one that I remember from Twisted Sister was "I Wanna Rock."
Yep.
But that only peaked at 68 on the Hot 100, so it didn't make the top 40. They also had another one. They also had yes.
Leader of the Pack.
We also had Leader of the Pack.
That stunk.
Peaked at 53.
It really.
It did better.
I don't even remember that.
I Wanna Rock. Holy crap!
Yeah, I
remember
I Wanna Rock.
People never heard the original version of Leader of the Pack.
Oh yeah, the really old version.
Well, it's the better version.
It really was. It really was the better version.
Well,
absolutely.
Bill, you get your shot next week. Let's hope you're not worthless and weak.
No, don't. No, I quit. I'm not making picks anymore. I quit.
No, you want it in? You're in.
Okay, fine. I'm opening this can. All you can of whoop ass people out there.
And
is it mixed or is it just peanuts?
Cashews.
Ooh,
so
I like some cashews.
I wish John the best of luck this week. I like that song.
I just didn't want to pull it out because I thought I would. I didn't want to pull it out, but I thought that people would start bitching back and forth about it not being a true one-hit wonder.
It's okay. We police ourselves here when we've had to.
It was on the list of one-hit wonders. So
now it's not.
But
now it's gone.
Well, now no, not on my list, but the list that I looked at to compile this list of friggin' losers.
You can listen to the loser list every day at noon, right here on Radio TFI. Oh, by the way,
you can hear all my songs on noon.
All of Bill's songs. By the way,
filing quite the list there, isn't he?
Yeah, it is at this point. It's the greatest hits of non-winners.
Also, we got coming up starting Monday night at 9:00. John, you want to tell the kids and kittens what we got coming up starting Monday night?
Yeah, Monday night, 9:00. Radio TFI. That's 9:00 Eastern, by the way. Radio TFI will be airing the 1948 All-Star Game. And you told me, and I forgot we're going back to vintage baseball week.
Throwback
because we know there are people throwback baseball. That's right.
We're going to be
just
playing
like
baseball games. We're gonna be playing baseball games.
Going back to a Cubs game.
Yeah.
You told me where was this being held at?
Where was
the All-Star game?
It's from Sportsman.
The
Park
All-Star
in
game.
Sportsman Park in St.
That's
Louis.
right. Okay.
Which doesn't exist anymore. But then again, neither does 1948. And then
that's a good one.
And what's coming up the rest of the week there, John?
All right, Tuesday through Sunday, also at 9:00 Eastern, we'll be airing the 1948 World Series between the Cleveland Indians and the Milwaukee Braves.
No,
Boston Braves.
No. Not in 48. Not in 48.
48, were they in Milwaukee?
Yeah, well, they had to have been in Milwaukee, but I didn't think they made the series in 48. 57, I think, was their first appearance.
48, they were still in Boston.
I think it was the Cardinals, I want to say.
You can say what you want. We already have the games. They're already recorded.
Well, then who is it? Who were they playing then?
It's the Indians versus the Braves.
Okay. Now, I'm going to have to go back and research that because I didn't think the Braves... Well, okay, maybe the Braves' first win was 57, so...
God.
And yes, they were in Milwaukee.
You know that for a fact, sir?
Yes. I will guarantee you in 1948 they were in Milwaukee. I will bet my perfect record that they were in Milwaukee in 48.
Well, you just lost your perfect record.
That's bullshit.
It was Boston and Cleveland.
All right. When did they move to Milwaukee? I thought they moved to Milwaukee in the early 40s.
That I couldn't tell you. I had to trust Ed, which could Jesus.
Well, that was your first mistake.
Sell my soul on that one, but no, I just did the Google on it, and yeah, it was the Boston Braves. So that poor team.
So 57 was their first win, and that was in Milwaukee.
I'm trying to tell you something. The Braves left Boston after the 1952 season.
52, really?
Really? So 1953.
I thought it was much. Oh, okay.
You keep talking. I have no business here.
Well, now the Braves didn't. The Red Sox were in existence too in Boston at the time, were they not?
Well, since 1903.
Well, I mean, I'm just. Did they share Fenway or did the Braves?
No.
Also, keep in mind at the same time you had the Philadelphia A's.
Mm-hmm.
Many of the cities had two teams.
Okay, where did Philadelphia go from there?
For the A's, they went to Kansas City.
Kansas City.
And then Oakland. And probably next Las Vegas.
Could very well be at this point.
Well, if they don't get a stadium in Oakland.
No, they've been only bitching about that for 25 years now.
Lord, good Lord.
It is that from what I've heard, that is a horrible stadium. I mean,
well, it's huge. It's huge.
Okay, Ed, you wanna play trivia, baseball trivia?
Okay.
Who gave up the famous home run to the Giants to lose the series? Who was the pitcher that threw that pitch that Bobby Thompson hit for a home run?
It was a fellow by the name of who gives a rat's behind?
Ralph Branca.
Ralph Branca. That stirs.
And here's the scary thing.
Oh,
what was his number? What was his number?
I don't know. I honestly don't
13.
know. 13.
So there were years nobody would wear number 13 simply because of that.
You feeling better about yourself now, Skippy?
Yes, I am now. So, and all you Twitter people out there,
easy. Don't get yourself.
This is why we keep him around. He's good. He's good for a little bit of humor. He is good for humor.
But I don't know if he's good.
Yeah, but my heart can't keep taking this.
You bring it on yourself, Pookie.
That's what my doctor says. I punched him in the eye too. Anger management. I manage my anger just fine.
That reminds me of something, but we don't have time for the story because we're dangerously close.
Dangerously close.
Dangerously close. I can taste. So, how long you been off your meds, Bill?
About 25 minutes, I think. Well, when did this segment start?
I think the bigger question is when the hell is it going to end?
You know, the sad part about it is standing the two of us together, Bill and myself. It's hard to believe it. I'm actually the stable one of the two of us.
Yeah, buddy.
He's not wrong.
All right, that gong did, folks. That gong did indeed go off. It means it's time to get the folks. Thanks for checking us out again here this week. It was fun. It was real. I can't necessarily say it was real, but anyways, for Ed Van Ness and Bill Fancher, I'm John Shannon, and I got the money.
I don't care anymore.
See ya.